What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Osiris New Dawn. When we left off in the last episode, we had accomplished some stuff in our habitat by creating the fabricator, the chemistry table, bed, stuff like this. But I actually did a little bit off camera and made a climate controller, though I don't think it does anything. I didn't know what it did at the time. And I made a water reclaimer. Now this one's a little interesting. I was thinking I could just put this back in here and fill it up, but that's not how it works. So what you actually do is you walk up, and much like your bed can replenish your health, your water reclaimer can replenish your hydration while you're in your base. I don't know why everything's all fogged up. I guess because the temperature outside has gone up or something? So I'm all sweaty, maybe? I'm a little overweight at the moment because I made a bunch of these barrels, because today we're going to be trying to get this biodome going. Now I am going to have to probably make, I think, if I didn't really take a lot of time and do a ton of math, but I'm fairly positive that if I did my math, you know what, I can't do this. I gotta dump some stuff. I can't run all the way 700 meters with an overloaded inventory. The barrels are just kind of heavy, apparently, so we're gonna take and get rid of this. I need my chisel, and I need my pistol. I can't actually remove the multi-tool. That was an interesting realization. So, but I'm still 105 overweight, and it's because each one of these is like 8 kilograms. Oh well. I guess it's not really going to make that much of a difference, so I might as well just keep everything on me. Because, what's the point? Another fun thing I found out for a lot of people, one of the big complaints I've been hearing a lot about is how far you have to run. I do agree, it's a little bit ridiculous. At least for things that you kind of need, like hydrogen and stuff that you need early game. Now, I do know there is a level of randomness to the spawn points, that if you just get an unlucky spawn, you know, what are you going to do? But, that said, I did find a handy-dandy tool, which is if you hit the tilde key, you'll auto-run. Like, my hands are off the keyboard and mouse right now, which is pretty cool. It comes in handy for when you're really just wanting to get somewhere and you're not really worried about getting attacked or something. So, I'm going to head over here and get some hydrogen, and I will be back when we're done. Okay, so 2 trips later, and we're actually doing pretty good. Now, there is one thing I do need to point out. I can confirm that there is a bug at the moment with the hydrogen system, that if you have, I don't know exactly how it works, I guess it's if you have more than one barrel that's full, after a couple of times of making these plastics, see how it says 75, it'll start using 100 instead of 75. So I had gotten down to like 425 or something like that, and then when I was clicking it was going 325, 225, and I had been told in the comments about that, but I can actually confirm that that is in fact the case. With 8 hydrogen barrels, if you're actually using one at a time, like put one in your inventory, make a plastic, come back, grab another one, it's annoying, but until they patch it, that's the only way that you're going to be able to use it at just 75 instead of using the whole barrel. But if you're not using the whole barrel and you're only using 75, you can then use 3 of them to make another 75, which I'm going to do right now. And that gives you an extra plastic. So with 8, you can actually make 10 plastic, because, you know, math. Just like I said, make sure that you're actually doing one barrel at a time, at least until they actually patch the game to where you're not losing out. I do still need to make glass and some... I think I need 3 more. Let's see, I need 10 for this and 12 for that. So I need 5 more, I think. 10... Yeah, so I need 12. I mean 5. I need 5 more steel plates. I'm out of aluminum, so we're going to go grab some more of that. Provided that, you know, nothing attacks me. And I also notice every time I load the game, our little guy comes back, because when I went off camera after the last episode, he actually got killed. He got blowed up. So it apparently respawns every time you load your save. I don't know if that's a glitch or if that's intended. My money's on glitch at the moment. But, or it's just because they haven't figured out exactly how they want the little drone guy to work. I also figured out, talking about when we started the episode, we mentioned traversal. I found a really, really cool thing. So if you're running, you can see in the top corner how fast the meters are going, which gives you a rough estimate on how fast you're moving. And then if you sprint, it goes a bit faster, but if you run your sprint all the way down, then you can't, you know, it takes forever for it to come back. But I have found if you're pushing forward and you just hold your hover boots, you actually move about the same speed as you're sprinting. So for example, you see how it's ticking down faster than like 1 per second type of thing. Normal walk is about 1 meter per second, but if you hold your boosters without anything in your hand, your weapon seems to slow you down, but you'll move a little bit faster. So for example, I went from my base to Beacon 3, which is about 700, 800 meters away, and I got there in under 1.5 minutes. Just by, and one big thing is, at the moment, you have a limited amount of fuel. I forgot this was nighttime. Jerks. I still say this is a giant face hugger. That's all I see anymore. Anybody else? I hear stuff. At night, this really does turn into like the pitch black kind of movie. You don't want to be in the dark. Oh, that's creepy. That is creepy. I know it's going in the ground, but that's just creepy. So yeah, for fast traversal until I get some kind of vehicle, which we need a lab for, which I'm not there yet. That'll probably be like episode 4 or 5, something like that. Assuming I keep doing this. I mean, everybody seems to like it so far. I just don't know how I'm going to fit it into my schedule. So let me know if there's anything you would rather see this instead of something else that's currently on my schedule, so that I know if I want to keep doing this, what people want to see or don't mind seeing replaced. But yeah, so as it stands at the moment, as far as your boosters go, I'm pretty sure this fuel is not so much how much fuel you have as much of how long you can hover before it goes away. Right? Because this bar didn't really go anywhere. But one interesting thing is the way that it's set up at the moment. If you touch the ground, you kind of instantly have a full thruster gauge again. So it's not exactly like your sprint gauge where you have to wait for it to come back. So for example, let's get a good... Let's say we're like 100 meters away, right? And we're going back to base. This is what I've been doing. I leave my hands empty so that you move as fast as you can. You thrust over, and then when it lands, you just kind of do it again. And then you couple this with the tilde key, which is an auto run, and you don't even have to hold the W key down, and you can actually move pretty quickly along the surface and stuff. So that's just some helpful things that I've found in case you were getting frustrated. Like, I've seen a lot of people that so far have kind of like enjoyed the concept of the game, but have gotten frustrated with some of the mechanics like traversal and things like that. So if that's been a pain, that's one way you can get around it, at least until you get into vehicles. So 1, 2, 3. That gives me 20, and I need 22, I think, to make all of this that I need. Alright, what else am I looking at? We have the plastic, we have the aluminum, we have the iron, we have the steel, and I know I have the rubber somewhere in here. There we are. Let's just grab that. Okay, so all I really need is the glass at this point. We're going to grab our plastic. So yeah, I just need glass. So I'm going to use my shovel, and since this is going to take probably all of the in-game night, I will be back in a second. Okay, so between actually crafting the stuff and all of the attacks that were happening, I did actually pretty much take me most of the in-game evening to make all the glass. I will say, even though there's things that jump in this game, they haven't seemed to done a way that they'll jump up to you if you're up here. Oh, looks like we're gonna have an example. Where is he? Where'd you go? I hear you. Where are you at? Oh, there he is. See, like, these guys jump, but they have never jumped up to me when I'm up here. So I highly recommend, if you're defending your base, essentially, just use your pistol. Don't use your assault rifle. Don't waste the ammo. And just kind of sit up here and just shoot them. It's really kind of easy. So once you have a base of some kind, just jump up there and do your thing. Now, I am... Oh, come on. I swear, you would think at night would be the big thing, but it's not. It's all the time. There you go. Are you done now? Thank you. I did end up putting points into my movement speed and my stamina, because I had 2 stat points from when we leveled up or something. So I might move just a little bit faster, I guess. It's like 0.01 or something. And I don't even know how well all that's implemented. But anyways, I am a little bit torn because I found out I pretty much have... I don't have the lead, but I know where to get some. So I basically have what I need to make a barracks. But I don't have what I need to make a barracks and a hallway. So, that said, I think we're going to stick with the original plan and make a habitat. Now, the only thing that I hadn't really thought about is this wall. I need a wall to... Oh, I need a coupler, don't I? Ugh, I hadn't thought about that. Alright, well... Tell you what, yeah, I'm gonna have to break this. And I think we're gonna put it over this way and go that direction. So... Sorry. And the coupler requires... Dang, it requires, titanium and the steel. Alright, well, I have enough to make more steel, I just didn't want to make more steel. Alright, so let me go grab this stuff. What did I need? Titanium? Alright, so let's grab titanium. We'll make our coupler, and then I'll just go through and make some extra steel. And that way, I can actually attach the hallway, because if you don't do a hallway that's tied to an airlock, you have to have another airlock, which isn't always a bad thing, but for starting out, I'd like to keep everything kind of like... you know, just all connected. Now, I do actually have enough to do this. I'll just have to make more steel for the habitat. I don't know. Hold on a minute. Not enough minerals. Hang on a second. I never really thought about it, but do I even need a hallway, or can I do a coupler to the thing itself? Let's find out. Inquiring minds want to know. Because I honestly hadn't really thought about that. Can I just... Oh, I can! Okay, I don't even need a hallway. That's interesting. I do think I'm going to make one just because, but if you were really super short on supplies, you wouldn't necessarily need to. Alright, so it seems we've also hit another snag that I hadn't anticipated. Not to worry. Well, I think we have everything that I'd need. Can I even... Oh, I can do this. Okay. Come on. I think I have everything that I need, it's just I didn't know that it's a multi-stage type of thing. So we're gonna see how this one goes. This one seems to be done. Sort of, I guess? Yes, okay, so the biodome is finito. However, I didn't realize that much like the habitat, you build this frame, but then you also have to build the walls. So, I think I have what I need other than maybe some copper, but I'm just going to go through and finish it because otherwise this is just going to take forever. Alrighty, so at this point, I believe we are finished with this whole thing. We've got our hallway is secure, our biodome is secure. Now we just have to figure out how the heck we actually do this stuff. And probably the next step will be the, let's get rid of some of this crap. I need to actually build another either depository or something because I'm running out of room to store things in that. And in case it wasn't already made obvious, like I said before, the glass container is still empty, but if I walk over here, see how it says plus 20 thirst? So our hydration is now full on our meter. I'm going to save it, because this was a lot of work. Alrighty, so we have ourselves a hallway. Now what is this? Add soil. Okay. Plant seed. I don't know where I'm getting the soil and the seed from, but whatever. I'm not gonna argue. It is interesting that we kind of clipped into the ground there a little bit. I wasn't sure how it was gonna handle that. So I'm not really sure how this works. Or if it's even working yet, to be honest. I don't even know if some of this stuff functions. Looks really cool, though. I really like the aesthetic of it. Okay. So we have all of our soil stuff now. I wonder if there's a... Is there anything I can do with the the tool? Customize. No. Repair. Definitely don't want to destroy. So, yeah, I don't know if this is actually functioning or not, but it looks really cool. I like it. I don't know where you get the soil and seeds and stuff from, though. So, that kind of makes me wonder if it's actually functional or not. So, the next step in my plan, I don't want to do too much more with this one habitat, since I'd like to leave some of the windows and stuff available. So one of the things we could do... Let me actually check something with furniture. When you're looking at the bed... Okay, it actually says build inside a barracks. So what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna wait until I make sure I have enough stuff to build another hallway and either a barracks or a habitat. What is the habitat again? Habitat's not too bad. So we could do a hallway and a habitat, maybe. I'm thinking. Because what I'm thinking is, eventually we're going to run out of connection points if we keep going this way. If, like, the barracks doesn't have another connection point that can go off of it, and you have to centralize it around a habitat. So my theory is removing the bed, because we can put a bed in the habitat, and then have, or in the barracks or whatever. So basically remove the bed, put a coupler here, put a hallway here, put either put like a habitat here, and then lead it over to a barracks, is kind of what I'm thinking. There is a structure limit at the moment, so we're at 4 of 10. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, if that's a thing, and that would max out our structures. I know they said they're working on upping that structure limit, but for now that's kind of just what they have in place for frame rate issues and things like that. Alright, so with that in mind, let me actually double check and see what I would need to kind of make that a thing. I am concerned about removing the bed. Maybe I'll remove the climate, because I don't actually think this does anything. As soon as I placed it, it didn't really say it did anything. Climate control. A climate controller must be built to regulate the temperature inside a living quarters. Build inside a habitat. But see, the problem that I have with that is it did not do anything, and there's no interactable way to mess with it. So I'm not really sure what that did. Our other option is to... I like the window placement as it is, though. I was going to say our other option is to replace one of these windows and go that way, but I don't really want to do that. So yeah, let me do some math real quick and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I did some math. It's not actually as bad as it might sound at first when you're looking at, like, oh my gosh, you need 105 iron and all this kind of stuff. It's actually not too bad, but there's two factors. One, I'll need to make at least 3 more trips to the hydrogen area, and that's kind of a pain in the butt after all the time I've put in the game already today. And the other thing is there's going to be stuff like with the hallways and stuff that I forgot how much it costs, so I can't account for any extra trips it might take to go back and forth and get extra material. So I think we're going to wrap things up here for today with our habitat creation. Though I did exit the game because it doesn't really have much of a pause. Like if you're paused like this, there's still movement and stuff that can still hit you. So I exited the game, and when I reloaded it, all of our plants are gone. So I'm kind of thinking those aren't really functional yet at this point. Not that it's a really big deal. We have the water thing for our hydration, and then we have a kitchen to cook the alien meat, which I have a ton of, so we're not really hurting for food. It's just something I wanted to build if it did work. And if it doesn't, whatever. When they patch it and it works, then we'll already have it. So I think we're going to wrap things up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, if you want to see this stay to become a continuous series that's not just like a quick little 4 or 5 episode series or something, do let me know in the comments, and also let me know things that you may or may not be okay with it overlapping and overwriting if you really want to see it. Because I don't think I have enough time to do all of these episodes, all of these series constantly. This was just, I'm having fun with it right now, but I don't know if it'll stay a series for super long time unless I replace something else. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace!